Hello, and welcome to another of my vlogs. Today I'm still in Lowick, but we're going out for a ride to visit an RAF World War II Memorial. As you can see, it's almost blue sky with just a wisp of cloud. Sun's coming out and the temperature is currently about 11 C. There's hardly any wind, and the turbines that are just off to my left are just turning slightly. We're on our way currently to Ford using the main road. Bit bouncy and quite a few potholes marked for filling. But hopefully today will be another nice day out on a bike and we'll enjoy it. The road on the left here is the road we used to access Ford on our last ride at RAF WWII. We're entering the village of Ford now, and numerous Bronze Age stone carvings around the village give evidence that there has been a settlement here from that time. Today, Ford provides a number of tourist attractions. A cafe, antiques centre and Ford Castle, as you can see ahead. James IV of Scotland made this his base after he had sacked both Warwick and Etal castles. The original castle fell into disrepair and became ruined. The castle was rebuilt in 1760s and during World War II played his part as a convalescent hospital. King James used the castle as his base prior to the Battle of Flodden. The church, located immediately in front of the castle, dates from the 12th century. Today, rather than carrying on to Heatherslaw, we're turning off and going to make our way across to the Bowment Water again. But this time we'll use the pass up through the valley rather than going up onto the ridges. Up ahead is the hamlet of Flodden, located approximately 3 kilometres from Flodden Field, which are over the ridge. But looking to the right, we can see Flodden Hill, where the Scottish warriors were encamped prior to the Battle of Flodden. The King, of course, was across at Ford Castle, presumably having banquets, wine and women. We start our climb up to the pass between the two valleys. And that was a climb. At the bottom of the hill, we carry straight on. And along to cross the Bowment Water. Which is our entry into the Northumberland National Park. At the northern limits of the Cheviot Hills, we've now arrived at West Newton, which is typical of the hamlets in the Scottish borders. They tend to consist of a mansion, typically hidden behind some walls, a farm at the top of the road, and a number of cottages for the servants and farm workers. The College Valley is one of only 5 paved roads leading into the Cheviot Hills, and for us to access it we first have to go over a small ridge. Now we are over the top of the ridge, we descend down into Heth Pool. There is vehicular access up to the Heth Pool car park, where public must park, as vehicle access to the higher reaches of the valley is restricted to permit holders. These are residents, workers and people making delivery. However, visitors on foot, on horse or on bike are welcome to explore the higher reaches of the valley. This is taken from one of the notice boards at the Heth Pool car park, showing the different hills within the Cheviot. Notice the Cheviot, the tallest of the range, is away in the background. The top of the Cheviot will not be visible on our ride today. It's a fairly gentle climb up the College Valley, although there are 1 or 2 sharp short rises, but we'll just take it easy and make our way up to the RAF World War II Memorial. The views along the valley are absolutely stunning. The water down there, the hills above, and maybe you can see there's still snow on that hill in front. The southwest wind has just been funneled down the valley, making even the constant climb hard today. Oh, it'll be great coming back though. Down to the left you can probably see one of the houses where people are lucky enough to live in the valley here, with all this beautiful scenery. And now we're arriving at the RAF Memorial, located adjacent to Cuddystone Hall. The memorial is located within an old sheep pen to protect it from the sheep still out on the moors. The original memorial was unveiled in 1995 and was dedicated to the memory of all Allied airmen who lost their lives on the Cheviot Hills during World War II. Unfortunately, it weathered poorly and the current memorial replaced it in 2018. There were a total of 19 crashes between 1939 and 1946 on these hills. Low cloud could quickly form on these hills and made it extremely dangerous for pilots, as was found by the crew of a German Dornier aircraft after being engaged by night fighters at Kelso, a few miles away. The diorama here shows where the wrecks of the planes are in relation to the memorial, and there are several walks around which take you to those wreckage sites. The details of the planes that were wrecked are given at the bottom of the diorama. In addition, there's a roll of honour which names all the pilots and crew that were killed on these hills, and around that are the outlines of all the planes involved. You note that there were 2 German crashes. There was also one American pilot who was training who crashed here. I find it poignant to sit and think about those aircrew that lost their lives on these hills, most of which were training rather than in battle, except of course for the Dornier. However, they did give their lives so that we would be free, and we should be thankful for their sacrifices and use those freedoms to to the best of our ability. It's easier from here to see the sheets of snow that are stuck in the quarries up ahead. It's possible to go further up the valley here, but the road does dead end. Such a beautiful place to sit down and have a drink and a sandwich. Absolutely fantastic. After a nice break at Cuddystone Hall, it's time to start making our way back. This is much easier now. Generally downhill, wind behind, fantastic. But look at that view down the valley. We've just come to this little bridge behind us. Really nice and quaint. And I'll show you the bike that I'm on today. I'm on the Summer Tourer. It's a Dawes Super Galaxy, but unlike my Blue Winter one, it's only a 9-speed. Triple at the front, of course, gives me plenty power for climbing. And look at that in the background. A lovely little waterfall, and the sound of that babbling brook is fantastic. As we approach the Hethpool car park, let's go and have a look in the map and see which hill it was that had the patches of snow on it. Here we can see we were at the War Memorial and the snow was over in Bizzle Crag, just on the side of the Cheviot. Now we've come back down the College Valley. We've got to go back over the ridge to West Newton. Initially it's just a nice, easy, gentle uphill. It becomes steeper, although it is shorter. Than the climb over from West Newton. I thought that one was going to be behind me on the way back down. Seems to be in front of me again. Well, at least we got to the top. Out of the wind. I'm looking into the sunshine. Quite idyllic. And you might notice that the lambs up here are much smaller than the ones down in England. So here we are, back into West Newton, and now we'll turn right and go further down the valley in the general direction of Wooler. And now we're in the village of Kirk Newton. This beautiful village is made up of farm buildings and cottages. It's the only conservation area within the Northumberland National Park. It was created in 1996 to protect the special architecture and historical interests within this area. These roads are lovely. Still got some potholes in them, but quiet, very few cars. And look at the views you get just as you cycle along. Now we'll turn off the direct route to Wooler, although we will go there in due course, and we'll take a quieter road through the countryside. The road's got a bit more rickety now that we've come off the main road. If only Ordnance Survey maps would tell you what the condition of the road was like, it would be brilliant. It's the ford I had hoped to take, but that's looking as if it's deep and the water's fast moving. So it looks like I'll have to use the bridge next to it. Wow, that water must be at least 2 feet deep, and it's moving. Wow. I've just come past some of the barn buildings and it has turned into a reasonably paved road, so we can get ourselves away again. We're just approaching the busy 8697, the road that runs between Coldstream and Lowick. And according to the maps, I should be able to go straight across here. Never noticed such a road before as I've travelled up and down the 697. It's that one there. Never seen that before. Oh, well, we were making good time along a well-paved, recently tarmac section of road. We've suddenly turned into this bit, which is boulders again, loose boulders. Now we're on the road that runs from Millfield through Cheviot and back out to near Wooler. This is the hamlet of Cheviot. As you can see, the railway signal box there, the railway from Wooler to Kelso crossed over the road here, back on the 697 as we make our way towards Wooler. Only on it for about a kilometre, and then we'll turn right off to the village. Past the entrance to the caravan and camping site with its big stag statue, and onto the hill. I've just ridden past the Wooler Milk Bar as it was very busy again today, and I'm on the same road that I took out of Wooler on the Lowick Wheel. We won't be climbing the big hill in front here. We'll be turning left and going over the sandstone bridge for the climb up to the top of the ridge and then along to Lowick. We're now on South Road that runs all the way into Lowick, and in my last vlog I asked you if you noticed anything peculiar about this road. Maybe a few shots of the road might help you if you haven't already cottoned on. Now that you've seen a few more sections of South Road, have you come to any conclusion what's special about it? Well, the first time I rode it, I realised it was very straight, and that means to me that it was possibly a Roman road. I've done some investigation, and apparently this was a offspring of Deer Street, which ran for 55 miles from Corbridge all the way to just north of Berwick-on-Tweed, where the Romans had a port. This road obviously has been laid on top of the old Roman road and occasionally makes a detour around some particular geological feature. The other thing I found out was this road is also known as the Devil's Causeway. Now, there's no definitive reason for why it's called that, but a couple of reasons that I have found out is, the first is that the Romans might have been ambushed by the locals who just appeared from nowhere and disappeared again to the same place. Maybe the Romans thought that was the devil's work being done on them, and hence its name. The second explanation that I found is that this road might have been used to carry corpses from outlying villages to major settlements in order that they be buried. A bit like the lightweight walk, where corpses were carried across the North York moors. In this case, the pallbearers probably found the work to be very heavy, and if they were unlucky enough to be chosen to do it, probably thought it was the devil's work. Whether either of those explanations holds true is a bit dubious, but at least they do give some indication of why the road might have been called the Devil's Causeway. I'm on the section of South Road that we used to complete the Lowick Wheel in my last vlog, but today I'm not just going to make my way directly up to Lowick. I'm going to turn right up here and use some quiet roads to circumnavigate the village and come back in from the north. At the junction ahead we meet the main road that runs through Lowick and out eastwards to the A1. Very tempting to just turn left here and let the wind blow me home, but I plan to go this way and back into Lowick from the north, so onwards we go. So these are quite good roads around here at the moment. They're certainly pretty traffic free. Maybe you'll be able to guess why I'm coming into Lowick from the north. Just to confirm then, it's because I want to use the continuation of the Roman road that comes up to the crossroads in the middle of the village. Surprise, surprise, the road I'll be using is called North Road. Well, I've really enjoyed today's ride. It's been sunny, we've had a bit of climbing, we've had those beautiful views in the College Valley, and then also along most of the rest of the route. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching. So I'll finish the vlog here. I'll leave you with a view of the ride up North Road into Lowick. Until we meet again, bye for now, stay safe.